Good evening, it is Brian at Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. I want to show you this car here, which is an all-new Honda Jazz. This is a 1.3 EX automatic, so it's the highest spec available. Well, actually that's not true. There is also a dynamic spec, which is a slightly different, more aggressive sports version. However, for comfort and I think for a chic look, this is the highest spec that the Jazz is currently available in. In terms of who we are Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. There is a compressor that's really noisy, making loads of noise over there. Whenever it stops. Brian is my name, 086 843 1945. Please do give me a call if there's any information that you would like on a car like this. Believe it or believe it not, that car is running at the moment. They're so quiet. We are Fitzpatrick's. We do brands like Honda, obviously, Hyundai, Mercedes. And we do after sales for Toyota and Lexus as well. So family run business in operation for almost 70 years. Anyway, this car here, as we were saying, so is an executive, which means it's got some really nice features on it. So we're going to have a look around it. This is the facelifted version of the Jazz. So what I mean by that is in 2018, the bumpers became much more aggressive. So these bumpers became longer, and basically this section here came a little bit further out and a little bit lower to the ground, so it just actually makes the car look much more aggressive overall. The front fog light area became a little bit bigger. After that then, because we're on an EX, parking sensors are standard on the front, and what I really love, I get super excited about them, LED headlights and also the full lights in through here as well, so we're going to have a look at that as well. While we're at it, the grille, if you look at how it works, you've got two chrome sections and they mimic the shape of the light quite nicely, and then you've got a long parking light, daytime running light, which comes down and stays kind of, I suppose, congruent to the shape of the grille overall on the front. Just to have a look in terms of how the daytime running lights would look. So I'm just going to turn off the headlamps when the car is running. Oops, I think I turned them from on onto off. Anyway, so let's turn them on to the parking light, because at the moment inside they're going to just constantly go for auto. So this is your big long daytime running light. So I think actually it's really smartened up the car on the front, because normally they had the little daytime running light just down through here. So very stylish looking. And then, as we were saying, when we go for our headlamps, when we go into fulls, and what I mean by LED, look how bright and precise they are. Off, look how quickly they turn on, and the way it's so quick to transition between fulls and dips. LEDs, I just get super excited about them, but they are a really good headlamp. But what I like about them is they just make the car look upmarket. Very good lights, very stylish looking lights as well. The wheels are a nice diamond cut, so they're quite shiny. 16-inch alloy wheel. Everything is super nice down the side of the car in terms of colour coding, like mirrors and door handles and all that kind of stuff. And the cool thing about this is it has keyless entry, so I can basically keep the key in my pocket. I can walk up to the car, I can open it by putting my hand in, and then to lock it I just press the wee button there and away you go. Privacy glass is standard on the back of the EX model, and then moving around to the back of the car, and it's quite a nice profile actually, the Jazz. I think it's quite a nice looking car at the back. There's a small little spoiler up through here. Down along through here we have our LED taillights. Parking sensors are standard across the back, and again, similarly, as I was saying to you, in early 2018 there was a facelift done in the car, so this rear bumper is much squarer and fatter than the bumper that went before it, so, and much more stylish. There's more going on, so down around here, and then small little designs along there, but they all add to how the car comes together as a whole package. So really nice. In terms of the rear, as we said, privacy glass on the back. Because it's keyless entry, I don't have to do anything from the inside. I can just walk around and open up the boot. The boot's really good in the Jazz. I know it's hard to see at the moment because we're in artificial light this evening, but if I kind of zoom back in and out, you'll see from basically there all the way back as far as there, it's quite a big boot on the Jazz. This here is for closing it down, but I'm just going to leave it open for a sec because we're going to have a look at these super funky doors. Look at that for a right angle. The access point for getting into that car and accessing it, it's so easy to use. I'm going to open up the other door as well. So look at that, so straightforward. Like, I mean, you literally It's so easy to get in and out of the back. And I suppose the reason I'm saying that is, if you've got things like child seats there and legs are hanging out over, it's so much easier to work around here and back at a child in the back. And other things then, obviously just general access depending on adult sizes and stuff like that. The other really, really weird thing about the Jazz is, for that size of car, there is an oddly large an oddly large amount of legroom in the back. So if we have a look at the front of the car here, that seat, yeah, it's probably fairly, yeah, okay, so that's pretty representative of how I would sit in a car at 6 foot. So if I sit in through here, and if I turn on, okay, turn your lights down and sit up, sorry, no, so really dark, just bear with me for a sec. Actually, maybe we'll go from this side over here. So look at the amount, look at the amount of legroom. It's absolutely, like, it's just odd. How could you have so much legroom in a car that size is beyond me, but it is true, it happens, that's how it works. The seats fold down flat. So if you leave those seats down, you end up with an area that's pretty much as good as what I just got out of there a second ago, which was an Auris van, which is the next size up. But there's an unbelievable amount of space in the back of the car. And then after that, obviously, they retain the magic seats, so we can pop that up. So that's all one-handed, and I promise you that is not skill or anything. That is literally just how easy it is to do. Lift, lock, so you can do it all with one hand. And then you have what's called the tall mode, so you can put stuff very high up into the back of the car. So quite good flexibility. Now, it does have one other kind of cool thing. I'm not sure what you'd use it for, but somebody somewhere thought it was a good idea. It's kind of cool, yeah, it's funky, but I don't know if I'd use it. Anyway, I'm going to show you here. So what happens is, if I move the seat forward, now I do apologise here at the moment for absolutely terrible camera work. So just bear with me, my head is there for a minute. I let this back, take this out, put that over there, I flatten that. There we go. Okay. I flatten that there. Now, there we go. So I basically have what is now a lounge mode. So if you look along here, it's flat all the way back. So I can sit into the car. Now I'm not going to put my feet down here because I don't want to dirty it. But my feet are held up so they're not touching. But that means I can actually sit quite comfortably here and the driver can drive away. And I've got some nice visibility around the place. I suppose, yeah, do you know what, if you're tired or something like that and you want to pull over, actually do you know what? I've tried to sleep in a car before and it's not fun. So that's definitely something that you could use it for. And after that then, I'm going to put the camera back here for a sec. So that is something that you could basically use for that reason. Or I suppose as a passenger, if someone else was driving and you're feeling a bit snoozy, what you could do is let the other person drive and you could relax back there and use the rear safety belt. Right, anyway. Height adjustment on the passenger seat, that is a rare thing. So many cars, especially cars in around this size, there's pretty much none of them. So many people come to us complaining about the passenger side is too low because, you know, different drivers using the car and all that stuff. There is not many that I can think of, unless you go into bigger Jeeps and stuff like that that have a passenger seat that's height adjustable, so that's pretty cool. That engine's running, it's so quiet. 1.3, that is just about 100 horsepower CVT gearbox, but you can change gears using a paddle shift and all that kind of stuff, as you'll see in a sec anyway. In terms of safety, all those doors have side impact protection bars, there's anti-lock brakes, emergency brake assist, emergency brake distribution, parking sensors front and rear we talked about, and then because it's an EX, it has a reverse camera in through here, which is looking at the roof obviously at the moment, and then there's different settings in through there as to, you know, if you want narrow or wide or whatever it is, so quite easy to use. Gearbox in through here, and then after that we were saying there's paddle shifters if you want to change gear. Because it's an EX, it gets a start stop button. Headlights are automated, and also when you meet traffic they'll dip, and when you go into country area they'll go back into full as well, all by themselves. Wipers are automated, so they'll come on when it rains. You have some drinks holders in through here. You've got a lane change warning, which warns you if you drift out of your lanes. In through here there's a trip computer which is telling you information like average speed, fuel efficiency, and for some reason it's seeing a 20 km/h speed limit somewhere. Don't know where to see that because it's not here, but down here, so just bear in mind it's hard to see because the darkness. Down here there's USB connectors. There's another USB connector in the center armrest there as well, and then HDMI if you want to play video up through here. This is usual things like phone and radio. It's all touch and swipe, and it's got Android functionality and a clock and a calendar and internet browser and all that kind of stuff as well, so very, very cool. So after that then we'll have cruise control, we'll have Bluetooth for a mobile phone, controls here for radio and all that kind of stuff in through there as well. So that is a bit of an overview, hopefully it was useful, of a Jazz 1.3 EXi-VTEC. Brian is my name. If you would like any information on a car like this, please do not hesitate to give me a shout. 086 843 1945, no matter where you are in the country. This, as we were saying, Jazz Executive is, you know, probably the nicest, kind of most executive looking level trim on the Jazz. It's classy. I love the headlights on it. The safety features are good. The practicality is good. It's a real car that sometimes people buy and they say, right, we're going to drive this into the ground now. We're going to keep it 10 years as a, what you call it, car in the house that's going to do, it's going to be a bit of a workhorse basically. And then I suppose up in the city and things like that as well. The automatic gearbox is quite nice, but we do have some originally Irish people as well who've always driven automatic, and that's all they ever want, and they'll go with these as well. So if you're familiar with the Jazz and you're upgrading, great. The new EX has got some nice trim for this year. However, if you're not familiar with the Jazz, it's definitely worth coming looking at it. The price point is that for what you get in the car. It's a really good car, and they're ultra stupidly reliable. Anyway, if there's any information you want, 086 843 1945, we can trade in any car you have, and we can offer finance as well. So hopefully a Jazz EX or one of the Hondas is of interest to you. Thank you for taking time to watch.